Sunday to you. If you spent any time on social media lately, you've probably encountered an article or a link that has a title of something like "The Real Story Behind COVID-19" or "Here's What's Really Going On with the Racial Riots in Our Country." And regardless of their validity or their trustworthiness, the implication behind these types of posts is that you don't have the real story. You're being fooled, you're being manipulated. Now, I don't raise this topic to discuss the validity of those articles or those posts. Are they true? Are they not true? I actually have no idea. Instead, I raise this topic because as I scroll through my timeline, I'm reminded that intrinsic to our very nature as humans is a desire to be informed, a desire to have an explanation for everything, and ultimately to feel like we're in control. Because when we feel misinformed, it can lead to us feeling like we're also not in control of the situation. And so if we can just have an explanation for something, then it gives us a sense of control. But maybe it's really just an artificial sense of control. You know, if you remember the story of Job in the Bible, Job's life is completely turned upside down. He loses his family, he loses his wealth and his livestock, he even loses his own health, and he's desperate for an explanation. Well, Job also happens to have 3 well-meaning friends who I believe really loved and cared for Job. But I also can't help but wonder if they were alive today, maybe they would be the friend that would post the article, "Job, here's the real meaning behind what's going on in your life." And so for much of the book of Job, it's this dialogue back and forth between Job and his 3 friends. They offer an explanation for his suffering and his hardship, and Job offers a rebuttal, and it goes back and forth, and then finally God comes in, and he has something to say to Job. And here's what he says, and I'm paraphrasing it, of course. He says, "Okay, Job, you think you understand what's going on. You think you have an explanation for all of this, or even the right to question me. Well, then tell me this. Where were you when I created everything?" And then through a series of rhetorical questions over and over and over again, God helps Job realize and see just how little he understands. So what's Job's response to God? Well, it comes in chapter 42. Let me read it for us. It says this: "I know that you can do all things, and that no purpose of yours can be frustrated. Who is this that hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered what I did not understand, things too wonderful for me, which I did not know. Hear, and I will speak. I will question you, and you make it known to me. I have heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eyes see you." I love this new picture of humility here from Job. He gets to a place where he says, "Okay, God, maybe there are some things that I just can't fully understand. Perhaps, God, only you have the full picture of some of the ways that you're working through the suffering and the hardship in my life and in the world around me." I want to encourage us today to take a step back from feeling like we always need to have a full explanation, to have the real story, the right story. Perhaps God is uniquely at work today in the world in the midst of some really hard things in ways that we just don't fully understand. Let's not miss that. Instead, let's rest in his love and his grace for us. And while we may not understand everything going on in the world today, we do believe that God is working all things together for his glory, for our good, even those hard things in life that we don't understand.